As the telephone rang, I got a lump in my throat. Could it be? Was it my darkest fear? It felt like it took me forever to get to the telephone. Once I picked up the receiver, the sweat from my palm made it hard to hold on to. Hello?
Hello, is this Mr. White?
Yes. Who is this?
I'm Mr. Walter's assistant. Mr. Walter was wondering if he could set up an appointment to meet with you right away.
Yes, but why can't you tell me over the phone?
He said it would be best to see you in person. He also has some pictures for you to look at. Would this evening around 6 p.m. at his office on Heinsberg Avenue be okay for you?
Yes, I will be there. What if it's true, and my wife is cheating on me? What if she is in love with someone else, and not with me after being married for 35 years? What if she's leaving me? As these thoughts go through my head, I start getting ready for my meeting with Mr. Walter, the private investigator. The house was so quiet, as my wife, who leaves the house around 9 o'clock every morning, and doesn't get home until 9 o'clock every night. She says she's working overtime, but that's hard to believe, as the store closes at 6 every day. So from 6 to 9, what could she be doing? I need to know. That's why I hired the private investigator, Mr. Walter. I was ready. As I got in my truck, I said to myself, what will be, but I have to know the truth. The closer I got to Heisenberg Avenue, I started to shake again. I parked the truck and walked up to the door. As I was about to ring the doorbell, the door opened.
Mr. White, do come in.
A tall, slender man walked me to the waiting room. I could hear people talking in the other room. I couldn't make out what they were saying, but I could make out that there was a woman's voice inside. I sat there patiently. The door opened. Mr. Walter walked in holding pictures and papers. My heart sunk.
Have a seat, Mr. White.
I sat on the brown leather sofa as Mr. White sat right beside me.
What you're about to hear may not be what you were expecting.
I sat back in the sofa and took a deep breath. Mr. Walter got up, and before he opened the door, he said,
I think there's someone else here who would be better to tell you what's happening.
The door opened and Mrs. White walked in. I stood up. Wait, what's going on here? Why are you here?
I am so sorry, honey, for putting you through all this, and would like to explain what is going on. I'm sorry you felt like you had to hire a private investigator. Honey, I am not having an affair.
What's wrong? I need to know. I want to help.
Well, I'm sorry. I lied to you for so many weeks. But 3 months ago, I got a call from my doctor saying she wanted to see me right away. I want to see her, and she had some very bad news for me. I didn't know what to do or what to say. So I've been going to doctors and support groups to help me figure out what to do and what to expect. I didn't want you to worry before I knew for myself what exactly to expect.
What is the news? You know, whatever it is, we can do this together.
Yes, but I'm scared and I didn't know how to handle this myself. So how am I expecting you to handle it too? It's cancer. I've been diagnosed with stage 2 breast cancer. I just had a lot of decisions to make, and I just needed support from people who went through the same thing.
Honey, I will be there by your side till the very end. But what's our next step?
I start chemo next week.
We will fight this together with no more secrets, and we will be okay to get through this. We thanked Mr. Walter for all that he did and left the office together, knowing now that our road will be a long one, but we will be done together. 2 weeks has passed, and the severity of the cancer is a lot worse than what doctors has expected. She is in the hospital fighting for her life, but the cancer is just so strong. The doctors expect her only have a couple more days to live. I called all immediate family to come be by her side for the next few days. As I was sitting on the bed with her in the hospital, I see a tear running down her face. She looked up to me and says,
Honey, I was having an affair.
Then she took her last breath. She was gone. I had so many unanswered questions that were going to have to stay unanswered.